This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The following presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. Well, good afternoon and welcome to Shelton Fastpitch Field on the campus of Shelton High School in Shelton, Washington. Today, Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, continues coverage of high school spring sports with Evergreen Conference Fastpitch softball featuring the Shelton Highclimbers and the Centralia Tigers. My name is Diedrich Allen, kind of choked up here for a moment, and joining me for this broadcast is Jerry Apple.
How you doing, Diedrich? It's nice to just be able to wear a T-shirt and no coat.
Yeah, just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Just like yesterday. Shelton is 2-7 on the season, 0-4 in the Evergreen Conference. The Highclimbers are coming off Monday's 13-3 loss to Tumwater on this field. Centralia has a 4-3 overall record, 2-2 in the conference. The Tigers played yesterday and lost to Tumwater, 6-0. This is the second meeting of the season between Shelton and Centralia. In the first meeting on April 1st, the Tigers came away with a 13-12 extra inning win over the Highclimbers. Centralia's Peyton Baumel doubled in the winning run in the bottom of the ninth. Coming up, lineups, batting orders, and, of course, the first pitch. It's Evergreen Conference Fastpitch Softball, the Centralia Tigers at the Shelton Highclimbers on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
And we are back here at Shelton Fastpitch Field. Diedrich Allen, Jerry Apple. Just had some Evergreen conference action between the Highclimbers and the Tigers, and Jerry Apple has the starting lineups, batting orders, and such.
Thank you, Diedrich. For the visitors, the Centralia Tigers, leading off will be number 4, the pitcher, Adrienne Lynch. Batting second, the third baseman, number 15, Chloe Benami. Batting third for the Tigers will be the shortstop, number 11, Brooklyn Sprague. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 17, Peyton Baumel. Batting fifth, the catcher, Madeline Rothduch.
Or Mad Dog.
Or Mad Dog. We'll sometimes say Mad Dog. She prefers that.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And batting sixth will be number 18, the first baseman, Mackenzie Erickson. Batting seventh will be the right fielder, number 12, McKenna Smith. Batting eighth, yes, another McKenna, number 8, the left fielder, McKenna Horst. And batting ninth will be the second baseman, number 6, Holly Ann Wakefield. That's your starters for Centralia. Now, your starting lineup for the home team, the Shelton Highclimbers, under Rich Squire. Batting leadoff will be number 8, the pitcher, Ada Gooley. Batting second, number 7, the center fielder, Cassandra Tyler. Batting third, the shortstop, number 4, Haley Schaffenhauer. Batting cleanup, will be the catcher, number 2, Liv Rasmussen. Batting 5th, the third baseman, number 43, Riley Rowland. Batting 6th, the second baseman, number 25, Natalie Glenn. And I'm going to stop there. And up first is Adrienne Lynch, the pitcher.
And takes strike one, and Lynch, let's see here, she was 1 for 4 yesterday. Okay.
And batting 7th will be Kaylee Ricks for the Highclimbers. Batting 8th will be Michaela Lee, the left fielder. And batting 9th will be Paris Mincer, the right fielder.
All right, next pitch in there to Lynch was a ball. So 1-1 to the leadoff batter for the Tigers. Has a swing and a pop-up. That's playable. It's heading to foul territory. Actually, it was in fair territory. Coming in to get it was Lee, and that's out number 1. So 1 away for Centralia here early.
And now up is number 13, and this is the third baseman, Chloe Banami.
And Chloe was 2 for 3 yesterday. She did strike out once, though. Here's first pitch on the way. Oh, a strike on the inside. Ada Gooley having a pretty good location here early.
Yeah, I was watching her in practice, and she was very effective.
So 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball right into the glove of Rowland. She'll throw over to first, and Ricks will reach up and pull that down for out number 2. So 2 away for Centralia.
And batting third for the Tigers is number 11, the shortstop, Brooklyn Sprague.
I'm having trouble seeing my...
That was the sun, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, and Sprague was 1 for 3, walked once yesterday.
You know, I need to listen to Diedrich more because I should have worn a hat today.
To bring his hat. He said, I'll be fine. Okay. Next pitch was also a ball, so 2 balls, no strikes to Sprague. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the first, just underway here. If you're just joining us, we're fast pitch softball today.
Yeah.
Beautiful day, and so glad not to have a tent over my head.
And playing Centralia again.
Centralia. It's like, yeah, we're repeating everything. Swing and a miss on that pitch. 2-1 is the count.
You know, the Centralia Shelton teams have been known to play close games.
Yes, it has. As I mentioned in the open, their first meeting was an extra inning loss for the Highclimbers, 13-12. Pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball. That's going to go foul up for third base line. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on here. Top of the first. No score. I failed to mention that. Got a little bit of wind swirling around, Jerry, and it's picking it up. My mic is picking it up. I'll do my best.
Oh, yeah.
To, yeah. I got to look over this way, which is okay.
Oh,
but
no, you got to look at me?
Yeah, pretty much. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that's another foul ball. And Sprague trying to battle here.
Yesterday, he was better off not looking at me.
Well, didn't have that problem yesterday. We had some wind, but it wasn't his problem for some reason. Here's the 2-2 again. That's going to be ball 3, so the count goes full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to Brooklyn Sprague.
Her version of a changeup, huh?
I suppose, kind of hopped in there. So 2 out, nobody on for the Tigers here. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball that's headed to left field. Lee on the run. It's up against the fence. Sprague rounds the corner, heads for second. Lee picked up the ball, hit Schaffenauer on the cutoff. But there's a 2-out double for the Tigers here.
Yeah, that was a hit the fence.
So 1 on, 2 out.
Now up is number 17, the center fielder, Peyton Baumel.
And Peyton was 0 for 4 yesterday against Tumwater. 1 on, runner in scoring position already, 2 out, however. First pitch in there to Baumel is strike 1 call.
Yeah, nice pitch on the inside corner.
A little bit of a changeup on that, Jerry. Seemed like it was coming in a little slower. Here's the 0-1. Fly ball center field. On the run out there to grab it will be Tyler, and that will end the inning for the Tigers. So they left 1 out there. They got the 1 hit. Couldn't bring her home. We head to the bottom of the frame. No score on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Steve McAllen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV powered by HCC is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
And we're back for the bottom of the first inning. No score. Shelton coming up to bat.
And leading off is number 8, the pitcher, Ada Gooley.
Well, we have to go back to the game against Aberdeen on April 2nd for the latest, or last stats for Ada. She was 1 for 2 in that game. I believe that was a loss. So she'll lead things off here for the Climbers. First pitch to Gooley's a swing and a little fly ball to center field on the run over the head of the center fielder. That was Baumel. So Gooley heads to second base, slides in, the ball comes into the infield and picked up by the first, by Erickson, the first baseman. And there's one pitch and one on for the Climbers.
Yeah. And now up batting second is the center fielder, number 7, Cassandra Tyler.
And let's see here. Let me give you what Cassandra did. 1 for 3, scored a run, struck out once. That was against Tumwater on Monday. So 1 on, nobody out. First pitch to Tyler is low for ball 1.
And Ada Gooley, of course, has some speed out there at second base.
Sorry, my graphics are all off today. I'll get into the rhythm. So here's the 1-0, a little ground ball back to the pitcher. Lynch, she'll scoop it up, throw it over to first for the out there. Gooley makes her way to third base on the play, but 1 out. And Gooley is on third.
And now up is your third hitter for the Highclimbers, number 4, the shortstop, Haley Schaffenhauer.
Now here's a line that we all want to listen to. Haley Schaffenhauer against Tumwater, 2 for 3, a home run, a double, and 3 RBIs.
I heard, that she got a home run. Wow.
Yeah, 3-run home run, by the way. First pitch to Schaffenhauer is outside for ball 1. Throw to third. Gooley gets back safely.
Boy, Haley's been a part of this program for what, 4 years? 3, 4 years.
I don't
She's a senior.
Is she a senior? Okay.
Yeah.
You would be more attuned to that than I am. Here's the 1-0. It's outside, and another look over at third base. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Schaffenhauer. Ada Gooley over at third base, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Here's the next pitch to Schaffenhauer. Still a bit low. So 3 balls and no strikes to Schaffenhauer.
I think Ada Gooley's putting a little scare of that pitcher.
Yeah, she got there speedily, so she could speedily come in. Here's the next pitch on the way. There's going to be a strike called, so 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Runner at third base is Ada Gooley. The batter is Haley Schaffenhauer. Here's the 3-1. Outside. Oh, hit that outside corner for strike 2. Haley thought that was a ball. Home plate umpire said, no, young lady, you have to stay here.
Full count?
Full count now. Yes, Jerry? Wow, Jerry's on top of it. Pitch on the way. And there's the walk that Haley wanted earlier. So there's runners at the corners for the Highclimbers.
And now up is your cleanup hitter for the Highclimbers, number 2, the catcher, Liv Rasmussen.
And Liv was 1 for 3, had a double on Monday. So again, runners at the corners, 1 out. Schuffenhauer goes to second base. She's caught in the rundown, and here comes Ada Gooley coming to score, and they're going to tag out Schuffenhauer. But you got to give her credit for taking the attention away. The Highclimbers are now up 1-0.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Let her steal. Oh, no.
And keep don't concede the run.
Yeah, exactly.
Let her steal and get the out at home. But there's 2 out now for the Highclimbers, and Liv Rasmussen will step in, wait for first pitch for her. Hit that outside corner for strike 1 called. Bases are empty with 1 in and 1 on. I'm sorry, nobody on. Excuse me. I just said that, didn't I? 1 out is what I meant. 2 out. Oh, boy, Jerry, I'm just off today. Here's the next pitch on the way, and there's a little line drive is going to be picked up over there by Wakefield. She'll throw the first, and Erickson, and that will do it for the Highclimbers, but they do get 1. They lead 1-0. We head to the second. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Try that again. There we go. We're back for the second inning of play here. 1-0. Shelton has got on the board first. Just to clarify, Haley is a junior, Jerry.
Well, thank you for that clarification.
I believe that was her
I'm
grandmother.
glad we got her back another year.
Yeah. And who's leading things off? She'll smack one into left field, and that's a foul ball.
And now I get to introduce her. Madeline Rothduch, and she is the catcher, number 10. And she likes to be called Mad Dog.
That's correct. And
so I went to the coach and said, is that okay if I say Mad Dog? And she said, yeah, okay.
Okay. So she's 0-1. The next pitch to her makes it 1-1 on a ball. Thrown off by I hit a button wrong, and I get thrown off. This is just not starting well here for some reason. It's like I was off the last 2 weeks. Here's the 1-1 to Mad Dog. She'll swing and miss. 1-2.
You know, it has been a while since we've announced a girls' Fastpitch game.
That's true.
It was a while for the boys announcing a boys' game.
Yeah, that's true. Our last attempt was rain out. Pitch on the way. That's going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mad Dog.
Of course, last week was spring break, and there was no games. And
yeah. So here's the 2-2 to Mad Dog. That's going to be high for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter for the Centralia Tigers here in the second inning. Shelton leading 1-0. Pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball. That's going to hook foul out of play. Watch out there, people sitting down the third base line across the fence. Had their head down when the ball came down. I can see it right here. Go ahead, Jerry.
It says a lot about Haley Schuffenhauer because she's been around for a long time, started at shortstop.
Yeah.
I just took it for granted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know. Here is the 3-2, a swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for Centralia.
And that's the first strikeout for Ada Gooley. And now up is your first baseman, number 18, Mackenzie Erickson.
McKenzie, 2 for 2.
Okay, wow.
Yesterday.
A good game.
Yeah, that's it, just 2 for 2. First pitch to her kind of rolls in there for ball 1. So 1-0 to Erickson. As the wind's kicking up again in my microphone, Jerry. Your next pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball that's going to go right to Jerry, foul.
Oh,
so 1-1. Kind of hard to play when there's a fence in the way, but that's okay, Jerry. Way to make an attempt.
I know.
Didn't bring your glove, though.
Didn't bring my hat, didn't bring my glove.
You're just off. So 1-1 is the count, 1 out, nobody on, swinging a ground ball. Gets into left field there, and there is a 1-out base hit.
Yeah, that's the second hit for Centralia, and a single for Mackenzie. Now up is McKenna Smith, the right fielder, number 12.
Well, she was 1 for 2, had a walk yesterday against Tumwater. So 1 out, 1 on, pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Well, the ball gets away from Rasmussen, so Erickson will make her way over to second base. So runner now in scoring position for the Tigers. Let's update everything there. So here's the 0-1 to Smith. Just inside. So 1-1 the count. We're still a little bit off on our position, so we don't really see what the home plate umpire sees. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a fly ball. Center field. Tyler on the way out there to, oh, it's a home run. I'm sorry, Jerry. It's a 2-run home run.
2 RBIs.
Yeah. And McKenna Smith will come in and get the greeting from home plate. And the Tigers have taken a 2-1 lead. That shocked me there, Jerry.
Yeah, and that was to the deepest part of the field.
Yeah, I thought that it didn't drop down there. It was dropping down, but it just had that arc. So it's 2-1, 1 out. Nobody on now for the Tigers.
And now up is your left fielder, number 8, McKenna Horst.
Yeah, McKenna was 0 for 3 yesterday.
2 McKennas in a row.
Shows bunt, puts it, and bunts it foul. So it makes it 0-1. Boy, I wish the wind would decide where it was coming from, Jerry.
Yeah,
I have to kind of lean over here to keep the wind off my microphone. I don't know what to do about that. Might have to change the position again. So 1 out, 2 in, nobody on, and a 0-2 count now as that next pitch was fouled off. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 in. 2-1 ball game. Centralia takes the lead here in the second inning. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and just goes foul inside the bag on third base, and the count remains no balls, 2 strikes.
Little trivia: the average pitcher in fast pitch throws in the middle 50s. I would say Ada's definitely maybe up in the upper 50s.
Okay. Jerry does the research before the game on these kinds of things. And I'm trying to convince him to get a radar gun. There is a ball.
Yeah. I'm good at giving trivia.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 in. Nobody on for the Tigers, leading 2-1 here, top of the second inning. Horst pops one. It's going to head into foul territory, and unfortunately Lee can't get to it. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on and 2 in for Centralia.
Yeah, that was a big hit there, that home run. Wow.
Here's the next pitch on the way. That's going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 in. Horst will step back in, wait for the next pitch from Gooley. Just a bit low, and the count is now full. I like this umpire. He's really telling us where the ball is.
And he's a good umpire. He's emphatic. That's good.
So here's the full count. There's a strike 3 called, and that'll be out number 2 for the Tigers.
He certainly helps us out.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes. That was the second strikeout for Ada Gooley in the game and for this inning. And now up is your 9th hitter, and this is a second baseman, number 6, Holly Ann Wakefield.
And she grounds one right over to third base, and Roland will grab it and throw it across for the out there at first, and that'll do it for the Tigers, but they do get 2. They take a 2-1 lead. We head to the bottom of the second. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
And we're back for the bottom of the second inning, 2-1 Centralia.
Diedrich, I'd like to recognize a friend of mine. And this is Eileen Perferman. She was taught with me, and she goes to a lot of home games.
I see her a lot of places.
Number one fan.
Number 1 Highclimber fan. All right, so Riley Rowland will lead things off for the Highclimbers here in the second inning.
And she's the third baseman.
All right, she was 0 for 3 on Monday. Here's first pitch to Rowland. She swings. She'll hit one right up the middle into center field on the ground ball, and Rowland is on after 1 pitch.
And now up is number 25, Natalie Glenn, the second baseman.
And Natalie, let's see here. 25, right? Okay. 1 for 1.
Okay.
On Monday. So 1 on, nobody out. Second batter here for the Climbers. And there's a swing, a little dribbler there, picked up by the second baseman. Throw the short cover in the second for 1 out there. And a throw to first. Did they double her up?
Oh, it looked like it was sure close.
It doesn't look like it. They only got 1. So
Yep.
Rowland's on first base.
Yeah.
1 out now for the Climbers.
And now up is your first baseman, number 20, Kaylee Ricks.
Kaylee was 0 for 3 against Tumwater on Monday. She swings and she fouls 1 off. Back behind over to our right. So the count is now 0-1 with 1 on and 1 out. In a 2-1 ball game here, bottom of the second inning. Shelton at bat. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Ricks. 0-2. Again, Riley rolling over at first base.
It's nice to see Natalie Glenn back.
It does. It is. I'm sorry, it's Glenn over at first base. Why do you say rolling? There's a roller. Jerry's trying to correct me without correcting me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was.
It's usually the other way around.
Well, that's just the way it is here today. Okay, so yeah, Glenn is at first base. Ricks is the batter. Here's another pitch. It's high. Gets away from the catcher, Mad Dog. Throw to second as Glenn slides in safely.
Good heads-up play by Natalie Glenn.
I think she was going anyways. So Glenn is now in scoring position at second base. 1 out. The next pitch to Ricks is high. And that'll make the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Here's First pitch on the way to Rick. Oh, strike 3 called. Just hit that outside corner. And that's out number 2.
And that's the first strikeout for Adrienne Lynch. And now up is Michaela Lee, her left fielder, number 11.
Yeah, she was 0 for 3. And she'll swing and foul one over the top of everybody's head. And for strike 1. I'm so glad there is some netting over there. Keep the ball close to the field.
Yeah, they're not playing tennis.
Well, they're not playing tennis, but that's still. Here's a next pitch. It's going to be strike at the shoulders. So 0-2 to Lee. 2 out, 1 on. Natalie Glenn at second base. Pitch on the way, and a line drive is going to drop in for a base hit. Glenn will hold up. No, she's going to hold up at third base. She was coming in, Jerry, but the coach said, stay, hold up. So Lee is on first, and Glenn is on third. So runners at the corners.
Yeah. And now up is Paris Metzler, and she plays right field, number 5.
And Paris was 0 for 1 on Monday. 2 out, 2 on. In a 2-1 ball game, Centralia with the lead. Shelton at bats. First pitch to Mincer is a strike.
And the Highclimbers have had 2 singles already in this inning. So
Paris will step back in. It's a little to the outside of the box. Here's a pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss for strike 2. That pitch was quite low.
So far, the Highclimbers have 3 hits, and Centralia has 2.
So again, you have Natalie Glenn at third, and Kayla Lee at first. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for the inning. And the Highclimbers go down swinging, but they leave 2. We'll be right back. It's Mesa Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
And the third inning we go. 2-1, Centralia with the lead and coming to bat
is number 4, the pitcher, Adrienne Lynch. And she's working on a 2-hitter.
She swings and she pops one to left field. And grabbing it, there's Lee, and that's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Tigers.
And now up is your second hitter this inning. And this is the third baseman, number 13, Chloe Banami. She's 0 for 1.
Okay. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch to Banami is inside for ball 1. You know, we using this iPad, Jerry, yesterday. Didn't have as much trouble seeing it than I do today.
Oh, the glare?
Yeah. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1, 1-1 the count.
You say you do have the glare?
I do have a glare. I don't know why it is so much different than yesterday. Here's next pitch on the way, swinging a little ground ball up the middle. Badami heads to first base, and there's a 1 out single.
That was a line drive. That was a hard hit.
Yeah.
And now up is Brooklyn Sprague. She is 1 for 1, had a double back in the first.
Here's first pitch to Sprague. She'll foul it up the third base line. Strike 1. So 1 on, 1 out for the Tigers here. They're leading 2-1, top of the 3rd inning. Little fast pitch softball for you. Pitch on the way. Little changeup comes in there for strike 2. Call. Wow.
Ah.
That was a
Effective pitch.
Yeah, very effective, very interesting pitch. And Ada's been working on that all game here.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has been.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and another hit up the third base line that goes foul for Sprague. So again, you got Benami on first base for the Tigers. 1 out. And Sprague, Brooklyn Sprague, has an 0-2 count. Here's a pitch to her. A little high for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So far, the Tigers have had 4 hits. Of course, one of those was a 2-run home run.
Interesting throw to second base for some reason. Gets into center field, and Benami just holds up. She wasn't going anywhere. Ball didn't get too far into center field, so that's probably why she held. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on for the Tigers. Sprague digs in. Next pitch to her, swing and a fly ball over to Lee on a rope. And that's an out number 2.
Nice catch.
She barely moved, Jerry. But the out was recorded. So 2 away for the Tigers.
Okay, and now up is your cleanup hitter, the center fielder, number 17, Peyton Baumel, and she flew out to the center fielder to end the 1st inning.
First pitch to her comes in as a ball. And Baumel step back into the box. 2 out, 1 on. Remind you that Benami is at first base for the Tigers. Here's the 1-0 swing and a nice play by Schuffenhauer. Throw to first just a bit high. She got down on the bag. She did get her out. Wow.
What a beautiful play.
What a great play by Ricks.
Play.
And both ends on that one were nice. Schuffenhauer with the stop and the throw just a bit high, but Ricks put her foot down for the out, and that'll end it for the Tigers. We head to the bottom of the frame, still 2-1.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
And we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning in a 2-1 ball game. Centralia with the lead. Shelton coming up.
Yeah, and Ada Gooley is leading off. She's 1 for 1, had a double, and she scored the lone run so far for the Highclimbers, and she is our pitcher.
They're just waiting for the infield to go through their routine here. Interesting routines. It's always good to be consistent, isn't it, Jerry?
Well, it's kind of like before a foul shot. Sometimes the teams get together.
All right, so Gooley's standing in the back of the box here, waiting for the first pitch from Lynch. That one rolls in. I think that slipped out of Lynch's hand, Jerry.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And it just not quite enough grip on the ball, I guess. So a 1-0 to Ada Gooley.
Yeah, the Highclimbers so far have had 3 hits.
Here's the next pitch. It's a inside, made Ada jump back. So 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff batter for the Highclimbers in a 2-1 ball game. Bottom of the 3rd. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one just drops in foul. It's a 2-1 to Ada Gooley. It's a very interesting spin on that ball, Jerry. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And Ada Gooley sure fits the good characteristics of a leadoff hitter.
So I have 2 balls in 1 strike. Pitch on the way to Gooley. That's going to be high for ball 3. Double check in there. So 3 balls in 1 strike to Ada Gooley. She'll step back in. Next pitch on the way. There's a strike called, so count is now full. 3-2. Gooley looking to get on here to start some rally. Here's pitch on the way, and that's going to be the ball, and Ada gets a walk. She'll trot over to first base.
And that was the second walk given up. Was it hit? You said hit pitcher or walk?
It's a walk.
Okay, so that was the second walk. Now up is number 7, the center fielder, Cassandra Tyler. She's 0 for 1.
So one on, nobody out. Here's first pitch to Tyler. Throw to first. Wow. Gooley almost got caught flat-footed there. Pitch was a ball.
Yeah, I think Mad Dog also has a good arm.
She did. She surprised everybody on that throw. Gooley managed to get back to the bag quickly. The next pitch on the way. There's a swing, and that one's fouled over the top. Out of play. So 1-1 the count to Tyler. Again, Gooley at first base. 1 on, nobody out, and a 1-1 count to Tyler's pitch on the way, swing, and the little dribbler up there is picked up by the shortstop. She does not have a play. She bobbled it a bit, no throw, and the Highclimbers have runners at first and second.
You know, I'm going to give that a single.
Okay.
And
Works for me.
I can imagine I could be wrong.
Well,
but
I wouldn't call that really an error. She just didn't have
get
time
it out of her glove
to get it into her hand. So
Haley Schuffenhauer is up now.
Right. So Gooley, Haley smacks one on a hop to left field. Gooley rounds third, heading home. And Tyler's at third, and there's a 1-run double for Schuffenhauer. Ties the game at 2.
And that's the second time for Haley to be on. She got on by way of a walk in the first inning and now has a double and got an RBI there.
Yeah, on the first pitch. So 1 in, 2 on, nobody out.
And guess who scored both runs?
Ada Gooley.
Yeah.
Here's your catcher, Liv Rasmussen.
Yeah, Liv is 0 for 1.
First pitch hit the outside corner for strike 1. So 0-1 to Rasmussen.
Cleanup hitter.
Schuffenhauer at second. And Cassandra Tyler at third. Next pitch is outside for ball 1. I'm watching Haley run out there, and she really wants to come home. She's at second base. She's got to run her way, though. Here's a 1-1. Outside ball 2. You just see her. She's about 3/4 of the way.
Bring me in.
That's really what she's saying. She really wants to come home. Not saying that Tyler doesn't want to come home either. Just saying, Haley really wants to come around the corner here. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch on the way, swing, and that one's going to be fouled over the head. And that makes it 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out for the Highclimbers. 1 run in.
Yeah, 2 hits so far.
Schuffenhauer at second, Tyler at third. And the batter, Rasmussen, takes ball 3, so the count is full. So everything's got a weird glare on it, and I can't see anything, Jerry. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. Like you said, no outs.
No outs.
Could be a big inning.
Could be. Ball game is tied. Outside, and there's a walk to load the bases as Rasmussen heads to first base.
Well, Riley Rowland is up, and she, of course, is your third baseman, and she got a single back in the second inning.
So she has the sacks loaded, nobody out. 1 run is in. Here is the first pitch to Riley Rowland. It's a strike called.
Boy, I like what that umpire is doing, that head umpire.
Yeah.
home run umpire. He is really letting you know it's a strike.
Oh yeah, I haven't had a question at all about anything he's called. Here's the next pitch on the way. Ooh, that one's just at the shoulders for strike. Oh, sorry, that's supposed to be strike 2. So 0-2 to Roland. Nobody out. 3 on, 1 in for Shelton. Tie ball game with Centralia. Highclimbers at bat. Riley Rowland has a 0-2. She swings and misses. And that one, and that's out number 1. So 1 down, still 3 on. Natalie Glenn.
Yeah, Natalie Glenn is up, and she's your second baseman. And she did have, she was involved in a force out. Not her, but she got Riley Rowland into a force out.
First pitch to Glenn is high for ball 1.
So she's 0 for 1. Sorry about that.
That's all right, Jerry. 1 out, 3 on, 1 in, and a 1-0 to Natalie Glenn. Infield playing a little bit in here.
Yeah, they're going to try to cut the run off.
Pitch is low, gets away from Mad Dog. Coming in to score is going to be Cassandra Tyler. And Schaffenauer makes her way to third base. And Rasmussen to second. So that gives the Highclimbers a 3-2 lead.
Well, Haley, you're getting closer.
Very true. She's going to be even more anxious out there at third base. Glenn digs in, waits for the 2-0. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on, 2 in for the Highclimbers. They did not put it on the board. Is that
not
right?
yet. No, they haven't.
But
it is 3-2.
It's 3-2.
Right.
Here's the next pitch on the way, swing, and that one's fouled off the screen. So the count is even at 2-2. They finally did put it up 3-2. The Highclimbers on top now.
I want him to hit me a foul ball. I want to reach out and protect it.
Okay, sure, Jerry. There's a reason this stuff is up against the fence. You don't see foul balls come down this close to the fence. There's a pitch that's low.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just unlikely where our location is. There's got to be a really straight up and straight down.
It'd have to be a real blooper.
So the count is full to Natalie Glenn. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. There's a pop fly, center field on the run out there to grab it and for the out. And Schaffenauer tags up, comes in to score, and they've got Rasmussen a run down out there. The run does count, and they got her out there. But the run comes in, makes it 4-2, or yeah, 4 to, I'm sorry, what am I doing? 4-2. Either way, we're going to head to the 4th inning. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a down line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a down line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
Well, we head to the 4th inning of play. Shelton 4, Centralia 2. The Tigers are coming up. Jerry?
I was going to ask you, didn't they score 3 runs, and then I just saw them change it?
Yeah, they updated the scoreboard a little late, but it's all right. So leading things off for the Tigers is Mad Dog.
Yep. And Mad Dog is 0 for 1.
First pitch to Mad Dog is in the dirt, or in the turf for ball 1. The turf ball.
Yeah.
Turf ball.
Made famous by a student we had last year.
Aiden Yu. who's at WWU now. Here's a swing and a foul ball up the third baseline.
And we hope he's doing well.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him specifically, so I think he's pretty busy. It's kind of what happens when you hit college, isn't it, Jerry? Get pretty busy.
Yeah, you make it as busy as you want.
Yeah, that's true. And I do see his videos every once in a while.
Oh, good.
He's still producing stuff. 1-1, and Mad Dog swings and that fouls another one off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, leadoff batter for Centralia.
But usually 2 hours of study for every hour you're in class.
Okay. Take your word for it. Never mind. We're not going to go there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mad Dog. Pitch on the way, swing, and that's a pop flies, playable. Coming in from center field to grab it is going to be Tyler. Cassandra records out number 1.
And now up is Mackenzie Erickson, the first baseman, number 18. She got a single back in the second and scored the first run for Centralia.
First pitch to Erickson is high for ball 1.
She came in on the home run.
Right. So 1 out, nobody on for Centralia here, trailing 4-2. Here's pitch on the way, swing and a ground ball hopper to Schaffenhauer at short. She'll take her time, throw to first, and Ricks records the out there. So 2 away for Centralia.
Boy, she's a steady shortstop. Very steady Eddie. Okay, and now up is McKenna Smith. Well, we know what she did back in the second. She got a home run, 2 RBIs. Nice hit to the center field.
First pitch to her is a swing, and that's going to get by everybody out there to right field. Picked up there by, Mincer. And there's a 2-out single and a runner at first for the Tigers.
And she's 2 for 2, of course. And now up is McKenna Horst, and she's 0 for 1, the left fielder.
2 out, 1 on, pitch on the way, and there's a little ground ball that's hit foul. So again, Smith is at first base, 2 out. And the batter is Horst. Swing and another foul ball. That one hit off her foot. Hope she's okay or she's going to shake it off. So 0-2. So 2 down and 1 on. Horst will step back into the box. Pitch on the way. That's going to be ball 1. So 1-2 to count. 2 out, 1 on. Smith at first base for Centralia. In a 4-2 ball game, Shelton with the lead. Centralia at bat. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside, he says, it's ball 2. So the count is even at 2-2. Again, McKenna Smith at first base, waiting on Horst. Pitch on the way, swing, and that's right off the glove of Roland. It is fair. Goes in to the up against the fence there, and the Tigers have runners at first and second now.
I'm going to have to give that an error.
All right.
Okay, and now up is number 6, the second baseman, Holly Ann Wakefield. And her brother also plays baseball.
Yep. Saw him yesterday. Pitch on the way, swing, and there's a fly ball right into the glove, the awaiting glove of Cassandra Tyler. And that'll do it for the Tigers here in their half of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the frame. Shelton on top, 4-2, and they're coming to bat. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Jerry, 4-2 is the score. Shelton with the lead and coming to bat.
Is Kaylee Ricks, the first baseman, number 20, and she's 0 for 1.
So the routine in the pitching circle, Jerry, between innings. It's always interesting what teams do.
It'd be interesting to see what they're talking about.
I think they're just trying to keep everybody up for this game.
Yeah.
So Ricks will dig in, wait for the first pitch from Lynch. Swing and right to the glove of the third baseman. Throw over to first, and that is out number 1. So 1 down for Shelton.
And now up is number 11, the left fielder, Michaela Lee, and she is 1 for 1. She had a single back in the second inning.
So 1 out, nobody on for the Shelton Highclimbers as Lee will step into the box. Let's see him at the pitch count here. It's got to be pretty low. There's a strike to Lee.
Yeah, there hasn't been that many walks.
Let's see here. Lynch is 52 pitches so far. That's pretty good.
Yeah, she hasn't walked anybody yet.
Well, it helps when the opposing team is swinging at the first pitch and making contact, so you don't have as many pitches.
Yep.
In the end. Here's the next pitch on the way, swing and a miss for strike 2. So it's 0-2 to Lee, 1 out for the Highclimbers here in a 4-2 ball game. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 1, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way and a ground ball. That's playable. Scooped up there by the third baseman. Bobbles it. It does not get the throw in time. And safe over there is Lee at first base. I don't know if you really
I'm going to give it an error.
You're going to give it an error? I thought you legged that out, Jerry. A little bit of a bobble over there.
Okay.
That's my opinion, Jerry. It's
All
just,
right.
You do whatever you want.
I like your opinion. I want to be positive. Thank you.
Okay, so 1 on and 1 out.
Yeah, Paris Minster is up the right fielder, and she's 0 for 1.
And she swung and missed at the first pitch.
Yeah, she was having a tough time getting it out.
Yeah,
of the glove.
she just couldn't do it. But I think that she would have been safe either way. Just my opinion.
Okay.
That's
okay,
just my
okay.
opinion. So Lee's at first base. Here's the next pitch to Mincer, and it's swing and a miss again. It's
I like your analogy.
0-2. I just, I'm watching her bobble the ball, and then I look over as she's throwing, and Lee's already on the bag. So I don't think it would have worked, There's a swing and a miss, and the runner goes. Throw into second base, gets into center field, and Lee heads to third base.
Good heads up play.
And there is an out at the batter, however.
She just showed her speed that you were talking about just recently.
Right. It's a good point, Jerry. So runner at third base now with 2 down for Shelton.
Let's go, Ada.
And here's Ada Gooley. Climbers looking to add on here with 2 out. First pitch to Gooley. Outside, ball 1.
Yeah, and Ada is got on by way of a double, has had a walk. She's scored twice.
Michaela Lee at third base for Shelton. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Gooley. So 1-1.
Yeah, Ada's had a good night so far.
Ada, get all of it, girl.
Got her dad over here.
Yeah.
Taking a picture. Here's the next pitch on the way. Swing and she just got a little bit of it. But it's a strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 on for Shelton here. Bottom of the 5th inning. 4-2 is our score. Climbers on top.
Trying to get an insurance run, huh?
Yeah, add on here. That's what they're looking for. Here's the pitch on the way. That's going to be ball number 2. So the count is even at 2 and 2.
Get that ribby, Ada. Get that ribby.
Like the chatter. Always like the chatter. Here's the 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 on, runner at third base for Shelton. Here's pitch on the way. Swing, and that's fouled off. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, way to protect now. Way to protect.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Way to protect.
Way to protect. I don't know if he realizes there's a hot mic over here. Anyways, here's another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball. Dropping. It drops in for a base hit and a RBI as Lee comes in to score, giving Shelton a 5-2 lead. And Gooley's on first base.
And you mentioned Michaela Lee scored?
Yep,
Okay.
I did.
Good for you.
I did.
All right.
Jerry's too busy marking up his sheets.
And Cassandra Tyler is up, and she is 1 for 2, has a single, and scored a run. Scored the 3rd run.
So Gooley at first base. 1 in, a swing and a miss by Tyler. Got some speed out there still. As Gooley's on first base, but we know she can book it.
Oh, yeah.
2 out, 1 in, 1 on. And here's the 0-1 to Tyler. Oh, she jumped back, but that didn't fool the home plate home plate umpire. He called it a strike on the inside. So it's 0-2, right, Jared? It's 0-2. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That's a ball, and there's ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yep, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just double checking the home plate umpire. The scoreboard operator is a little behind, I think.
Yeah, you got it right.
No.
They're starting to listen to you.
Well, I don't know if they're listening to me. They're just, they got to listen to the guy in blue, not at me. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And that will, the drop 3rd strike, and there's a throw to first base for the out, which ends the inning. So the High Climbers get an insurance run. They lead 5-2. We head to the 5th. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Well, Jerry, we head to the 5th inning of play. 5-2 is our score. Shelton with the lead. Centralia coming to bat.
Yeah, the High Climbers in the bottom of the 4th had 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, left 1 on base, and Ada Gooley had an RBI.
So is it top of the order?
Yes,
and
it is
Adrienne
the top of the
Lynch
order.
coming up.
Yep, and she's 0 for 2, Deidre.
Is there any change out there in the outfield? Doesn't look like it, Jerry. Everything looks like it's staying the same.
I haven't seen anybody report to the home umpires.
Well, the home umpire was over there in the dugout on third base. I was just wondering. I don't see any changes. Here's the first pitch to Lynch. It's going to be, a little hopper in for ball 1. Here's the next pitch. It's going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Lynch. Boy, it's interesting, Jerry, that sometimes the wind has a little tiny bite to it. It's a little cold. It's weird. Got the sun coming into our faces and the wind at our backs. Pitch on the way. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Lynch. The leadoff batter for the Tigers. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be ball 3. So Ada Gooley is at 63 pitches, Jerry.
Okay, that's not too bad for
Not
5
too bad.
innings.
Pitch on the way. Just outside. There's a leadoff walk for the Tigers.
And that's the first time for Adrienne Lynch to be on base. And now up is your third baseman, number 13, Chloe Banami, and she's 0 for 1.
So 1 on and nobody out for the Tigers here. Trying to get something going. They're trailing 5-2. Here's a pitch to Banami. She'll ground one that gets over the head of the third baseman. Lynch quickly over to second base. Man, she was over there fast, Jerry. So runners at first and second now for the Tigers.
And now up is number 11, the shortstop, Brooklyn Sprague. And she is 1 for 2, had a double back in the first inning.
So nobody out, 2 on for the Tigers. Here's first pitch to Sprague. It's going to be low for ball 1. And you got Lynch at second and Banami at first for Centralia. Batter is Brooklyn Sprague. Here's pitch on the way, shows bunt, pulls it back. It's going to be high for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to Sprague.
And I like what Liv did there. She didn't throw it, you know.
Just ran up the baseline to get those runners to stay where they are.
Exactly.
At first and second. And Lynch has got some speed. Here's first pitch inside for ball 3. I think any mistake here. Lynch is coming in to score, Jerry. Just watching her run. She's got some speed out there.
Yeah.
So 3 balls, no strikes to Sprague. Shows bunt again. Pitch on the way. Pulls it back. There's a strike called. So 3-1 the count.
And of course, she's a leadoff hitter. She's going to have some speed.
I was amazed how quickly she got to second base, Jerry.
Yeah.
I swear, she was on second base and the ball just hit the. Oh, there's a swing and a foul off. Just hit the glove there. It was just amazing. So Lynch at second, Banami at first, and Sprague has a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out for the Tigers here in the 5th, trailing 5-2. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing, and there's a fair ball up the third base line. Here's Lynch speeding around. See, I told you she could get in there. And Banami hits the third base, and there is an RBI double for Miss Sprague. All right, yeah, that's why I said RBI double, right, Jerry? That gives Centralia 3.
Yeah, Lynch scored. Like you said, she came across pretty quickly.
Runners at second and third now for the Tigers. Still nobody out.
And that's a 7th hit for the Tigers.
So Coach Squire is in the pitching circle. I think we're going to have a pitching change and some shuffling around of some players, as I believe that. So what I got? Kaylee Ricks will be taking over the pitching circle in just a moment. That means there's going to be some changes in the infield and the outfield. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll tell you about all that when we return on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call
New pitcher for the Highclimbers is Ms. Ricks. She takes over.
Yeah, and now up for Centralia is number 17, the center fielder, Peyton Baumel, and she's 0 for 2.
First pitch was in there for a ball. Also some substitutions on the field. Ada Gooley is now in left field. Tyler remains at center. Lee moves over to right. Here's the next pitch. It's ball 2. Roland at third. Schaffenauer at short. Glenn still at second. Bailey Plant is at first now. And you know Ricks is in the pitching circle, and Rasmussen still behind home plate here. Pitch on the way, and there's that pop fly. That's going to drop in for base hit. One run's going to come in to score. Here comes another one. 2 runs are in, and there is a runner at third. And where's the ball? It's on the infield now. So the Tigers even things out here, making it 5-5.
Now, was that a single and an error?
Yeah, sure. Runner ends up at third base.
Yeah, I know. I was looking down.
Yeah, I was just trying to get everything to work out. Now here is the batter. It's gonna be. Is that Mad Dog?
Okay.
Yeah, it's Mad Dog.
And yes, Mad Dog is up, and she's 0 for 2.
She took ball 1.
And she's been catching for Centralia.
Pitch on the way. There's a ground ball. Nice stop by Schaffenauer. She bobbled it. Throw to first, but Mad Dog beat it out. Throw home, however, and they coming in to score is going to be Baumel, and that gives Centralia a 6-5 lead. Wow. Then they didn't get the out at first base either, Jerry.
They didn't?
They did not.
Ooh.
Still nobody out.
Boy, that was a nice play by Schaffenauer.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So
It's a single then.
Yeah. And it's a 4 runs in for the Tigers. Next batter here is actually Mackenzie Erickson. She takes ball 1.
Yeah, and she's 1 for 2, had a single back in the second. Yeah, they've had 4 hits in a row for Centralia.
Runner at first base swinging a fly ball. It's going to go over shallow center. Tyler comes over to grab it, and that's out number 1. So 1 away with 1 on and 4 in for the Tigers so far.
And now up is number 12, McKenna Smith, and she is 2 for 2. She has 2 RBIs, a home run, and a single.
First pitch to her. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, I was surprised that I thought they got her. First
Oh,
base.
it was very close play. But they did not. 1 out, 4 in, 1 on, and an 0-1. It's going to be ball number 2, or ball number 1, excuse me, second pitch here. To Smith. Mad Dog over at first base. 1 out. There's, oh boy, Rasmussen had trouble locating that ball. And on the play, Mad Dog makes her way to second base.
She made a nice stop, and then she didn't know.
Couldn't find the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do in those situations, Jerry. I mean, here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be ball number 3.
Another nice stop, though.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Runner is at second base, and that's Mad Dog, the catcher. 4 runs are in. Centralia has taken back the lead, 6-5. There's a 1-out walk. That gives Centralia another base runner. Runners at first and second.
And now up is number 8. I'm
no,
going to get a
no,
pitcher.
it's going to be number 15, Ava Horst. So another Horst out there. Swings at the first pitch, and it goes foul for strike 1. I have no information on Ava, by the way.
Must be batting for her sister.
We'll see where she goes on the defensive end of things. So 0-1. Next pitch was high, ball 1, 1-1. Again, Centralia has 4 runs in. They're leading is 6-5. Have runners at second and first.
Yeah, they've had, like I said, they've had 4 hits in this inning already.
Only 1 out. There's the next pitch. It's going to be high. It's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Ava Horst.
And hopefully a force out at, try to get a force out at third.
Here's next pitch on the way. Swing, and that's popped up in the infield. Glenn will grab it for the out there. Runners hold. So there's 2 down.
And now up is number 6, the second baseman, Holly Ann Wakefield, and she's 0 for 2, Diedrich.
So 2 out, 2 on, 4 in for Centralia here. Pitch on the way to Wakefield. She'll pop one foul at the first base line. That was playable, but nobody could quite get to it. It was up against the fence.
Just allowed a reach.
Glenn made an attempt from her second base position. Couldn't get to it. So 0-1, 2 out, 2 on, 4 in. Wakefield waits for the next pitch. That's going to go off the glove of Rasmussen, so runners are going to advance to second and third, respectively. It's 1-1 on the count. 2 out, 4 in, 2 runners in scoring position, and second and third for the Tigers. Here's a pitch on the way. It's got to be low. Ball.
2 and 1. You got 2 and 1?
Yeah, 2 and 1. I'm sorry. I was just, I was a little lost in my spacing on my graphics here. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that's popped up. Playable, and Schaffenauer comes over just outside second base to get the out, but the damage was done, Jerry. Tigers take back the lead. They get 4 runs. They're up 6-5. We head to the bottom of the frame. Shelton trying to come back. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This broadcast on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being made possible by Mason Health, United Community, Empowered People, Exceptional Health. Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. Remember, when it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
We head to the bottom of the 5th inning of play, and I just corrected my graphics. I apologize. I had it backwards. Centralia 6, Shelton 5. The Highclimbers are coming up to bat. Jerry doesn't see all that stuff. He's just more focused on what's on the field.
Yeah. Centralia had 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 left on base, and there were 2 walks. That was a big inning for Centralia.
Yeah. Well, this is a back and forth. This is very reminiscent of the first meeting. Back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Somebody would take a lead, somebody would tie it up. You know, it's just interesting. And this one has just been back and forth.
Yeah. Haley Schaffenauer is going to be leading off for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 5th. And she had a double and an RBI back in the 3rd. Also has a walk. So she's 1 for 1.
We do have right there, we do have a new pitcher for Centralia, number 12. Didn't see that just now. It's McKenna Smith taking over. In the pitching circle, she pitched 2 innings against Tumwater. 3 earned runs, 4 hits, and 1 walk in that outing. So the new pitcher there. We'll see if there's any other changes after the next pitch to the first pitch to Schaffenauer. Swings it. She pops that one up. Is it playable? No. It's off the dugout over the third base. So let's see. You got Ava Horst in left field. Bonnell at center. I don't see who's in right field. There's nobody listed here, but there's somebody out there. Benami at third. Sprague short. Wakefield second. Erickson still at first. And there's a swing and a ball right into the hand of Erickson And she'll try to over-touch the bag. And it's one away for the Climbers. Just trying to get everything straight. I can't see who's out there in right field, Jerry. I can't see.
I can't either.
Just
now up is number 2, the catcher, Liv Rasmussen. She's a cleanup hitter, by the way. And she got on by way of a walk back in the third, and then was involved in a rundown.
I want to say that the right fielder is the first pitch in it for strike to Rasmussen is going to be Lynch, Jerry.
Okay.
That's got to be Lynch out there. She's kind of long and lanky out there. It's kind of hard to see.
I would think that with her speed.
Yeah, you want to keep her bat.
Yeah. They'd want to have her out there or out someplace.
The next pitch on the way is swing and a miss by Rasmussen for strike 2. So 0-2 to Liv. Actually, it's a Wakefield out there and left. Lynch is at second base.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what we got. Okay, now we've got it all figured out.
Thank you, Diedrich. Good job.
I don't know if it's a good job. It's what I'm seeing. Pitch rolls in there for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You got better eyes than I have.
Well, I also have the cheat thing here, Jerry. That's what I'm looking at. So they move some people around here as Smith takes over in the pitching circle. Pitch on the way. Pop up. Center field. Right into the glove of Baumel, and that's out number 2.
And now up is your third hitter of this inning. And this is number 43, the third baseman, Riley Rowland. And Riley had a single back in the second, so she is 1 for 2, Diedrich.
Okay. So 2 out, nobody on for Shelton here. Bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 6-5. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be high for ball 1. Riley will step back in. Here's the next pitch on the way. Just a bit high.
Well, we knew this was going to be a close game, just like the game last night that we announced against Centralia boys.
So rolling 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on for Shelton here. Bottom of the 5th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a little round ball over to third base. Throw over to first, and that'll end the inning for the Highclimbers here. We head to the 6th. Centralia with a 1-run lead. They're coming up. This Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is fiber internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you it's just internet. Internet that can do whatever you need. Crystal clear video chats with the family, smooth streaming of your favorite shows, uploading a ton of vacation photos in an instant. Even all of the above, all at once. Switch to fiber internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months of gig speed service. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back. Wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD3 at 360-426-8255.
So, Jerry, there have been some changes in the lineup for the Highclimbers in the outfield. Gooley still in left, Tyler still in center. Rasmussen is out in right field. Roland at third, Schuffenauer at short, Glenn at second, Plant at first, and the catcher now is Michaela Lee with the pitcher being Ricks. And here is number 4 for Centralia.
Yeah,
That's Adrian Lynch takes strike 1.
And she's playing second base now?
Now you're going to...
I think she is.
I think you're right, Jerry.
And she is 0 for 2, had a walk and scored in the 5th inning.
Takes another strike, so 0-2 for Lynch here.
She kind of started that 4-run onslaught.
Yeah, with her speed. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1 for Centralia here in the 6th.
And now up is number 13, the third baseman, Chloe Banami. And Chloe's had a pretty good night. She's had 2 singles, 2 for 3, has scored once.
Here's first pitch to Banami. It's high for ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. For the Tigers, they're up 6-5 here. We are in the 6th inning of play, right, Jerry?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Pitch on the way, outside, ball 2. Boy, Lee is working hard behind home plate here, Jerry. One out, pitch on the way, there's ball number 3 to Banami. Next pitch on the way. There's a strike on the inside, so 3-1 to count to Banami.
Yeah, she was definitely taken on that one.
I don't blame her. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Banami. Rick's into her windup. Here comes the next pitch. That's going to be high. There's a 1-out walk.
And now up is Brooklyn Sprague, and she's having a good night. She is 2 for 3, 2 doubles, has scored 1 run.
So Sprague will step in. 1 out, 1 on. Banami at first base. Pitch on the way, and there's a pop fly that's going to go foul out of play. Yeah. I didn't even see where that ball went, Jerry. Just nobody reacted.
It went over the dugout.
On the first base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's gonna be high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Woohoo.
To Sprague and a throw to first, and Banami just dove back safely. That's for times she can get up. I don't blame her on that one. So 1-1 and 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch on the way. There's going to be ball number 2. Getting runner at first base.
Who is the catcher now for us?
Michaela Lee.
Michaela Lee, okay.
Pitch on the way. It's going to be inside for ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, she's having to work back there.
She's working hard. Rick's not quite finding the location that she's used to here. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Pitch on the way, and there's a fly ball high over there, center field. Tyler on the run. I'm sorry, yes, Tyler on the run to get it at center field, and that's out to number 2.
And now up is your center fielder, number 17, Peyton Baumel. And Peyton is 1 for 3, had a double in the last inning and scored a run.
Takes strike 1 on the first pitch. So 2 out, 1 on, and an 0-1 to Baumel. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1, 1-1. Runner goes, and a late throw as Banami makes her way to second base. So runner in scoring position with 2 out. 1-1 count. Here's pitch on the way. That one's a nice hit, but it drops foul. Third baseline. Could hear that. Nice contact on that ball, Jerry.
Yeah, and that's Ada Gooley out there in left field, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or would that be left? I don't know.
Ada's made some nice catches out there.
She has. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Runner at the second base. There's a little ground ball dribbler that just is going to be foul. Nice play by Roland. She stayed with it. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yes, Bonnell will step back in. Wait for the 1-2 from Ricks. That one's ball number 3.
Yeah, she's unfortunately throwing a lot of balls.
I'm sorry, that's 2 ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. Runner at second base, pitch on the way, and there's a line drive. That's again foul. As the Banami's on second base. Just looking at Rick's pitch count. She's thrown 38 pitches here, Jerry.
Yeah. A lot of pitches.
A lot of pitches here in a short time. Here's the 2-2. That one's going to just get into left field. going to hold up the runner at third base. Benami really wasn't in any real hurry to get there, but there's runners at the corners for Centralia now.
Yeah, and that was Peyton's second hit of the ball game. And now up is number 10, and this is Madeline Rothduch, or as we say, Mad Dog. And Mad Dog had a single back in the fifth.
So runners at the corners, 2 out. She pops one up. That's playable. Gooley out there to the fence. Is it gone? It is gone. That's a 3-run home run, Jerry.
Wow.
Makes it 9-5. Big old stomp on the 2 feet on the home plate by Mad Dog, and Tigers with 2 out have really opened it up.
Yeah,
Here in
3
the
RBIs.
sixth.
The second home run by the Tigers. Wow. And now up is number 18, and this is Mackenzie Erickson. And she is 1 for 3, had a single back in the second, and scored the first run.
So took ball 1. 2 out, 3 in. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball right back into the to the pitcher. Throw is a little off. Erickson rounds second head, or rounds the first, heads to second as the ball got by Plant there, went up against the fence.
Yeah, an error on that. Unfortunate.
So again, Tigers have a runner in scoring position. Already brought in 3 runs in this inning, and all that was just a batter ago. And there's with 2 outs, I should mention, Jerry. That was all with 2 outs.
And here's another girl that has power, who has a home run, who has 2 RBIs, and she is 2 for 2, home run, single, and a walk.
Okay. 2 out, 1 on, 3 in for Centralia here. 9-5 is the score. Pitch on the way, and there's a pop fly. That's playable. Rowan will get it, and that will end the inning, but the damage was done. Tigers build a 4-run lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Centralia 9, Shelton 5. Climbers coming up.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Centralia has a 9-5 lead. The Highclimbers coming up. Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, Centralia had 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error committed by the Highclimbers, 1 left on base, and there was 1 walk. And now up, leading off this 6th inning is Natalie Glenn. And let's see. She is 0 for 2.
Okay.
Checking my handwriting.
Trying to figure it all out. It's because it's a small little paper that you got there, Jerry, but you like that scorebook, so
I do like the scorebook.
Okay. So Glenn will dig in, wait for the first pitch from Smith. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
It's the person keeping the scorebook.
Well, yeah. But the person running the graphics, that's me. So 0-1 to Glenn. Pitch on the way. Strike 2 called. Sorry, folks, my graphics are a little slow due to internet connections. I lost my backup internet here.
You're not having a problem with the glare, though, are you?
I'm always having a problem with glare. That's not the problem here. So 0-2 to Glenn to lead things off, and there's ball 1. So, well, 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, and Natalie Glenn.
And McKenna Smith is your pitcher.
Yep. Here's the pitch on the way. Popped up center field. That's out there. That's a solo home run for Natalie Glenn. Right there to center field. She got a lot of that one. And the Highclimbers get one back. 9-6 now.
Have we seen this many home runs?
Not in a long time, Jerry.
Long time, yeah. Congratulations to Natalie Glenn for a home run to the deepest part of the park. Wow.
I finally did. Okay. Yeah. Graphics are being a little slow here. So it is now 9-6. And here is that Kaylee Ricks? I think so, yes.
Yeah, and Kaylee is up, and she's 0 for 2.
Nobody out, 1 in for the Highclimbers here in their half of the 6th inning. Trailing 9-6 now. Here's the first pitch to Ricks. Swing and a miss.
Well, maybe that home run will spark some energy here. Get the bats rolling for the Highclimbers.
Here's the 0-1 to Ricks. That's going to be ball 1. Boy. Kind of think Smith didn't want that ball to come out, and then it came out too high. That was uncharacteristic for her so far in this ball game. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 in. Pitch on the way. That's popped up. Is it playable? Nope. Into the bullpen over there on the first baseline.
And the Highclimbers need some runners on base.
Yeah, need something going here if they want to stay in this ball game. Trailing by 3 runs now. Only got 1 back. And, Kayla Ricks will wait for the 1-2 pitch from Smith. Fastball outside. Ball 2. The crowd didn't like that position, not at all.
They didn't like that one either.
That was a really, that ball had some speed on it. 2-2 the count now to Ricks. Here's a pitch on the way. Ooh, just tipped that one. And that'll be out number 1 for Shelton.
But she did catch it, so.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact there, tiny bit.
Yeah, there was.
Just a tiny bit. Here's Lee.
Yeah, and Michaela Lee's having a pretty darn good night. She's 2 for 2, 2 singles, and has scored a run.
So 1 out, 1 in, nobody on for Shelton here. Bottom of the 6th inning, trailing a 9-6 to Centralia. First pitch to Lee, high for ball 1. Lee steps back into the batter's box. Here's the next pitch from the lefty. Here's a line drive just off the glove of Manami. Throw to first, not in time. And Lee's on first base.
And I'm going to give that a single.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see what they call it.
Yeah. It's okay, Jerry. You do what you do, as they say.
I will. She's 3 for 3.
Okay, here's
in
Bailey.
my book. In my book.
Here's Bailey Plant, Jerry. She was 0 for 3 on Monday.
Okay.
So 1 on, 1 out, 1 in for the Highclimbers here in the 6th inning. Plant back of the box. Takes strike 1. Throw to first, and I think they got her. Nope, she got back safely. Does Lee, just barely.
Yeah, Mad Dog has a pretty good arm, too.
So 0-1 to Plant.
I can imagine if somebody just turned into the game, they're probably wondering what I'm saying.
Yeah. Mad Dog being the catcher for Centralia. There's ball 1. 1-1 the count to Bailey Plant. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1 in for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing 9-6 to Centralia. Bailey Plant at the plate. Kayla Lee at first base. Pitch on the way. Sling a little ground ball chopper back to first baseman. Throw to second for one out there. Throw to first, not in time. Or did they get her? No, they didn't get her out there at first base. Plant is safe. They did get the runner at second, however, and it's 2 down. For Shelton, and Ada Gooley is the batter.
Yeah, and Ada is 2 for 2, has a double, has a single, has an RBI, has scored twice, and has a walk.
So 2 out, 1 on and 1 in for the Highclimbers here in the 6th. Ada Gooley at the plate. Bailey Plant at first base. Pitch on the way. Pops one out of play into the tennis courts for strike 1. Highclimbers trying to claw their way back here. They fell down by 4 runs. Now they're down by 3. Here's the pitch on the way. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1 to count. Throw to first, however, and Plant gets back safely. Just barely safely.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with Mad Dog Jerry.
Oh, yeah, she's, you got to be careful with her.
She knows what she's doing. That's why she's playing this position. Here's the 1-1 to Gooley. Swinging that. Got a little piece of that one, but it's strike 2.
And Mad Dog has also had a couple nice hits, one being a home run.
Right.
3 RBIs. Kind of broke the game open a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It helped their cause by great shape here are the Centralia Tigers. Smith wants a different sign. She takes it. Jerry's losing papers like crazy. It's okay, Jerry. Rolls that one in for ball number 2. So 2-2 the count to Ada Gooley.
Don't lift my hand off the scoreboard.
I told you to bring your hat, Jerry. Jerry does not listen to me. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 on, 1 in for the Climbers here in the 6th. There's a swing and a miss, and that will do it for the Highclimbers here in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Centralia with a 9-6 lead. The Tigers will be coming up. We'll come back on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
Mason County is a very special place. When you're looking for sound real estate advice, pick the team that has called Mason County home for 5 generations. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate is always thrilled to help you buy or sell real estate in our area. Whether it is Hood Canal, Harstein Island, Matlock, Tahuya, South Puget Sound, or Shelton, the Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has the experience you can trust. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
There's so many great things about life in Mason County, and Hood Canal Communications is proud to be one more. Headquartered in Union, we offer the speed and reliability your family needs, backed by hometown service and support. Whether you need to just check email or power all those Wi-Fi devices around your home, HCC has the right package for you. Stop by one of our friendly offices, call or visit hcc.net to learn more. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected.
So we head to the 7th inning of play. It is a 9-6 ball game. The Centralia on top, and the Tigers are coming up to bat with number 15 leading things off, Ava Horst. And Jerry's back.
Yeah, Ava Horst, and she's 0 for 1, Diedrich. Flew out to the second baseman.
First pitch to Horst is high from Ricks for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. To lead off batter, Ava Horst for Centralia. Pitch on the way. It's inside for ball 2. So 2-0 is the count. Ricks is working on 46 pitches, Jerry. There's a fly ball. It's going to drop into right field and go roll all the way up to the fence. Horst heading to second base. She's going to, no, she's not going to hold. She's going to head to third. Slide in safely. The throw is a little bit behind. And there's a leadoff triple for the Tigers.
Boy, she is fast also.
Oh, there's some speed on these Tigers, man.
She was moving.
There's nothing to lose right now. You're up 3 runs.
Yeah.
You come in substitution there. You get your playing time, right, Jerry?
Yeah. And now up is number 6, the second baseman, Holly Ann Wakefield. And Holly Ann is 0 for 3.
She fouls the first pitch straight back for strike 1. So 0-1. Runner at third base for the Tigers. Nobody out. Centralia with a 9-6 lead on the Shelton Highclimbers. Here's the 0-1. Inside. Ball one. One ball, one strike. One on. Runner at third base, and Ava Horst. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball. It's over there. Ada Gooley under it. Grabs it for the out. Tagging and coming in to score is going to be Horst. Makes it to 10-6.
So give Holly Ann Wakefield a RBI on that sacrifice fly.
One away now for Centralia.
And now up is number 4, Adrienne Lynch, and she is 0 for 3, but does have a walk, has scored 1 run.
Took ball one. One out, one in, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that one's popped up. Playable? Nope, it's going to go to the top of the dugout over there, first base. For strike one, so 1-1.
And Adrienne was the starting pitcher and now is playing second base.
Just step back in with a 1 ball, 1 strike count from Ricks. Here's the pitch on the way. There's a pop fly center field. Gets Andrew Tyler under it at center field. And she gets towards the out there. So 2 away now for the Tigers.
And now up, here's your third baseman, number 13, Chloe Banami. And Chloe's had a pretty good night. She's got on base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk, scored 2 runs.
Your first pitch to her is a ball.
And plays a pretty good third base.
Pretty good. Couple of bobbles is all she's done. Just a couple of bobbles. Nothing too serious.
No.
So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, 1 in. For the Tigers here in the 7th, they're leading at 10-6. Well, that pitch was a ball, wasn't it, Jerry? I'm a little behind for some reason.
Yeah.
A lot of reasons.
It was a ball, yeah.
Next pitch is in there. That's a strike down the middle of the plate. So 2 balls, 1 strike. To Banami. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's inside. Ball 3, so 3-1 to count. 2 out, 1 in. Banami steps back in. She is 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's a pitch on the way. Swings it, pops one up. Up against the fence is actually Gooley for the out there, and that will end the inning. But the Tigers add 1. They lead at 10-6. Head to the bottom of the frame. Highclimbers down to their last 3 outs. Coming up.
Kids learn by watching adults, so consume cannabis out of sight of young people. And be a Mason County kid's greatest influence. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and the Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
This presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, is being brought to you by Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. Hi folks, Diedrich Allen with Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, your source for live high school sports with play-by-play. Once again, Mason Web TV is broadcasting select games every week this school year. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. We bring you all the action, from the kickoff to the final whistle, from the tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first pitch to the last out. Watch how it happens on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. Business owners, you can get in on the action as well. Go online, email, call, or text right now to find out how.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 10-6 is the score. Centralia with the lead. Shelton coming up to bat, Jerry.
Yeah, and that would be Cassandra Tyler will be leading off, number 7, the center fielder. And she's 1 for 3, had a single back in the 3rd, and scored a run.
So let's see if there's any changes to be of note here for... No, I can't tell you there. I don't think so. I think everything's pretty much straight away as it was the last half inning for the Tigers. And Tyler will step in.
Yeah.
Got to be impressed with Centralia, Jerry, the way they've handled this ball game.
Well, they have had 12 hits, too.
Yeah, well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see, 12 hits, only 2 errors, it appears.
2 errors?
Yeah, that's what I
That's what
see
I
here.
had too.
Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Tyler.
And I was correct on the hits, right?
Well, officially 11, but that's okay, Jerry. You gave one with a.
I think I gave, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of interpretation.
Yes, it is.
Here's the 0-1 to Tyler. Swing and a miss again. 0-2.
I'm impressed with this relief pitcher for Centralia.
Yeah, she's done a pretty good job here. She
has.
30 pitches, Jerry. She's made pretty efficient. It's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cassandra Tyler. Leading things off for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Climbers trailing 10-6. Here's the next pitch on the way. Got some speed on that one, but it's a little bit low. So 2-2 the count. Jerry, your piece of paper is trying to make its way back to you. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I'll put my big old foot on it.
There's a fly ball that's going to hook foul up the first base line. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cassandra Tyler, leading things off for the Highclimbers.
Thank goodness I'm not going to have to use it.
Oh, you don't have to. No, not at this point.
Nope.
It's just for reference in the beginning.
That's right.
Tyler steps back in, stands right in the middle of the box, Jerry. The batter's box, that is. There's a 2-2 from Smith, the lefty. Swing, and that one again is going to be foul over the head into the tennis courts. So 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count.
Cassandra trying to get on base
Yeah.
to give the Highclimbers a chance to score a couple runs.
Here is the 2-2. That's going to be ball 3, so the count goes full to Tyler.
And the Highclimbers need 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Keep it going.
Or 5 to win. Just throwing
Yes,
a
yeah.
pitch on the way. Swing, and there's a ground ball right up the middle, and Tyler heads to first base. And that was a good at-bat for Cassandra, Jerry. She was way behind.
And
in
that's
the
her
count.
second hit, too.
Yeah. Here's Haley Schuffenhauer.
Yeah, and Haley is 1 for 2, has a double, scored a run, and last time she grounded out to the third baseman, or first baseman, excuse me.
So nobody out, 1 on. Here's a pitch on the way to Schuffenhauer. It's going to be low in ball 1.
Well, it's good. You got that lead run on.
Yeah, 1
lead
on.
runner.
Yeah.
Lead person.
Cassandra Tyler at first base. Haley Schuffenhauer at bat. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing, and right back to Smith. It went off her leg into right field, and Tyler's over at third base, Jerry, in a hurry. And Schuffenhauer's on first.
Well, I know you know what
You're going to say it's an error, but
I'm going to give it a single.
Okay, do whatever you want, Jerry.
I know.
That just was, I mean, that ball came back to Smith
it was
quick.
It was hit hard.
They're looking at Smith's right hand. I thought it hit her in the leg, Jerry. Might have hit her in the hand.
Yeah, that was sharply hit.
Yeah, and it ricocheted into a shallow left. And everybody kind of stood there and watched for a moment, except for Cassandra Tyler, who booked her way over to third base from first.
Let's hope she's okay.
Yeah, let's hope so. She's had pretty good command here in this in relief. So they're making sure she's okay. I think she's going to stay in there, Jerry.
Good.
Yeah, she's going to stay in the pitching circle. So runners at the corners for Shelton. And the batter, who's the batter, Jerry?
And the batter now is the cleanup hitter, and it's Liv Rasmussen. And Liv is 0 for 2. She has a walk.
So the first pitch to Rasmussen is a ball. Sorry. I haven't got my graphics updated properly. So runners at first and third for Shelton. Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Shelton trailing 10-6. Here's a fly ball. Center left up against the fence. Tagging and coming in will be Tyler, holding up at third base. is Schuffenhauer, and there is a double, Jerry, for Liv Rasmussen. An RBI double, I should say.
And give her an RBI also. So nice hit by Liv. And now up is Riley Rowland, and Riley is 0 for 3.
That does make the score 10-7 if I didn't mention that. Two runners in scoring position for the Highclimbers now. Still nobody out. Rowland, first pitch to her from the lefty, swing, and that one's fouled off the screen for strike one. 0-1 to Riley Rowland. Again, Liv Rasmussen is at second. Haley Schuffenhauer is at third. In the batter is Riley Rowland with an 0-1 on the count. Here's a pitch from Smith. Swing, and that's a little fly ball that's going to be grabbed by the first baseman, Erickson. And Erickson holds the runners there, and that's out number 1 for Shelton.
And now up is number 25, Natalie Glenn, the second baseman. And she had a home run back in the 6th inning, and she is 1 for 3.
So 1 out, 2 on, 1 in for Shelton here in the bottom of the 7th inning, trailing now 10-7. First pitch to Glenn is a ball.
And it's interesting, there's 2 people in scoring position.
Yeah.
This is quite an opportunity for her.
It really is. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a fly ball, right field. She did it again. She did it again, Jerry. She did it again. This time it's a 3-run home run.
3 RBIs.
And that ties the game at 10. Wow.
Wow. Wow. 2 home runs. Wow. 4 RBIs. What a night.
And there's only 1 out, Jerry.
Yes.
Now the Highclimbers can looking to walk it off here.
And now up is your pitcher. It'll be Kaylee Ricks. And Kaylee is 0 for 3.
Well, that was exactly what the coach dialed up, right?
Yeah, that was what I dialed up. What are you talking about? I said that she's due again. I said something positive.
New ball game, 10-10 score, and here's Kaylee Ricks. 1 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers. However, 4 runs are in to tie the game. Here's the pitch on the way to Ricks. Swinging a ground ball right over to shortstop. Sprague will throw it over to first, and Erickson records out number 2. So 2 down for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And now up is Michaela Lee, your catcher. And Michaela's having quite a night, Diedrich. She's 3 for 3. 3 singles.
So 2 out, nobody on for the Highclimbers. However, they have tied the ball game at 10 with 4 runs in this inning. Here's first pitch to Lee. Swing, and she'll foul the first one off.
And you know, Diedrich, I always try to get credit for everything.
Yeah, I know, Jerry. It's okay. I'll let you have it this time.
Okay.
This time I'll let you have it. So Lee's back in the box with 0-1. Next pitch was a ball, a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, 4 in. Nobody on for the Highclimbers here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 10-10. That's her score. Here's a pitch on the way. That's ball number 2.
Yeah, I think the pitcher could be a little bit rattled right now.
Well, she did take that hit, and so it may have knocked her off her game here, as she was really in a groove.
Yes, she was.
Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be inside and high. Ball 3, so 3 balls and 1 strike to Lee. 2 out, nobody on. Tie ball game. 4 runs have come in for the Highclimbers here.
Yeah, she was pitching well in the previous 2 innings.
Yes, she was. Here's 3-1 from Smith. And that'll give the winning run over at first base on that walk, Jerry. Potential winning run.
And now up is
Bailey Plant.
Yep, and Bailey is 0 for 1.
So Bailey steps in. 2 out, 1 on, 4 in for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Here's a pitch on the way. High. Ball 1. Again, runner at first base in Lee. Bailey Plant, the batter. With oh, there's a ball that gets away from Mad Dog, so Lee will make her way to second base, put herself into scoring position, Jerry.
Yeah, pass ball there.
So the winning run is on second base for the Highclimbers here. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes to Bailey Plant. 2 out, 1 on, pitch on the way. Outside corner, strike 1 called.
Nice pitch.
So 2-1 to Bailey Plant. Michaela Lee at second base. 2 out. Here's a pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And it'll be strike number 2. As Lee was thinking about going on that. She got back to the bag. So 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on. 4 in for the Highclimbers here. Bottom of the 7th tie ball game. Tied at 10. Here's a pitch on the way. It's going to be low, ball 3. The count goes full to Bailey Plant.
Yeah, she held it.
She was going, but she decided to hold up on that one.
Yeah, she did. She held up. Just barely, but she did.
So the count is full to Bailey Plant. Here's pitch on the way. Going to be low, and that's a walk for Bailey Plant. So the Highclimbers have runners at first and the second now.
And look who's up.
Ada Gooley coming to bat.
And Ada's had quite a night. She is 2 for 3, double, single, a walk, scored twice. Yeah, I guess you couldn't put a better hitter up there for the Highclimbers right now, could you?
Yeah,
maybe you could.
You could debate who the better hitter is, but at this point in the ball game, it's Ada Gooley. So Gooley will be at bat, and there's a timeout and a meeting in the pitching circle for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's too early for Natalie Glenn to come up again.
I believe we're going to get a different change in the pitcher, Jerry, as who's coming in, and can't see the number quite yet. I believe it's number 6, and that will be Holly Lynn Wakefield taking over here in a tie ball game with 2 out and 2 on. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. It's Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
What is gig speed internet? We could bore you with the technical details, or we could tell you that it's marathoning movies on your favorite streaming service with no interruptions, or having the grandkids over and not hearing a single complaint about your Wi-Fi. In other words, it's just what you needed. Switch to gig speed internet from Hood Canal Communications today and get $25 off your first 4 months. Visit hcc.net or call 360-898-2481.
New pitcher for Centralia is Wakefield. She did pitch yesterday. She pitched, let's see here, where was it? 5 innings, 3 runs, 1 earned, 7 hits, no walks or strikeouts in her outing. Ada Gooley is the batter for the Highclimbers. 2 runners on for Shelton, 2 out. Michaela Lee is at second base. Bailey Plant is at first. Ada Gooley going to step in to wait for the first pitch from Wakefield. A tie ball game. Here's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Gooley.
She wanted that badly.
Oh, she did. 2 out, 2 on. 4 in for Shelton here. They've come back to tie the ball game after the Tigers took a 4-run lead. Here's a pitch on the way. Outside strike called. Wow.
Ooh.
That was a bit low from my angle, Jerry, but it hit the corner. So 0-2 to Ada Gooley. Here's the next pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ada Gooley.
One thing about the home umpire, he's been consistent.
He has. And again, we're offset, so we don't see exactly what he sees.
Yeah, I have a little better angle than you do.
No, you're not on top of that plate. Pitch on the way, swing and a fly ball, drops in for a base hit. Lee rounds third, heads home, throw home, it's off, and there's a winning run. Michaela Lee scores the winning run, making it 11-10, and that is it, folks. That's a ball game, 11-10. Nice game for the Highclimbers. They pick up their first Evergreen Conference lead, or win, I should say, on an Ada Gooley single, RBI single. And that will pretty much do it. Wow, Jerry, that's all I got to say. We'll take a break.
What a game.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap this up. This is Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
With all the question marks and uncertainty that surrounds today's real estate market, it is nice to know that there is a local team that has the experience with all types of markets to ensure you make a sound decision, whether selling or buying. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate has been a staple in the Mason County community for over 40 years. Feel free to reach out to Jeff, Andy, Chrissy, or Laura with any real estate questions that you may have. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge.
Kids can't tell when food or drinks include cannabis, especially when the package is fun and colorful. Remember to store in a safe place, out of sight and out of reach. Brought to you by Mason County Public Health and Mason County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
If you're enjoying this broadcast, please give us a like on your favorite social media. You can use the handle @MasonWebTV to find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Subscribe and follow Mason Web TV so you never miss anything.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works, and it's how we do business at Hood Canal Communications. We know you count on us for value-priced internet, TV, and phone service, backed by friendly local support. Your hard-earned dollars stay right here as we invest in our community, our people, and smart technology. Hood Canal Communications, keeping our community connected while being a good neighbor.
An important safety reminder from Mason PUD 3. Please never touch a downed power line. If a power line falls on your vehicle, stay inside and call 911. Tell others to stay back, wait for emergency personnel. Never touch anyone or anything in contact with a downed power line. Always stay at least 100 feet away. Never use an object to move a downed wire. Don't remove trees or limbs near a downed line. Electricity travels through ground, trees, branches, and more. It's not safe. If you see a downed line, call PUD 3 at 360-426-8255.
Well, it's a final here at Shelton Fastpitch Field. The Shelton Highclimbers come from behind and walk off with a 11-10 victory over the Centralia Tigers. Jerry, it was Ada Gooley with that RBI single that scored Michaela Lee from second base. And I got to point this out, and I'm glad she's okay, but the right fielder was Smith, McKenna Smith, and I think her injury when she got hit kind of caught up to her because she was down at the end of the game, and they were looking at her. She walked off the field. By the time she got to first base, she seemed to be walking pretty good. So might have cramped up on her maybe out there because she's the one that played. She had to throw in, but it was a little bit off, and that allowed Lee to score the winning run.
Right.
Just wanted to point that out. But, Jerry, you have some totals for us.
I do have. For Centralia, they had 10 runs on 12 hits, 2 errors. For the Highclimbers, they had 11 runs on 14 hits. I have 2 errors for them. Now, let's look at the leading hitters. Chloe Benami was 2 for 4.
For Centralia.
Yeah, for Centralia. Thank you. And Brooklyn Sprague was 2 for 4. Peyton Baumel was 2 for 4. Mad Dog was 2 for 4. Mackenzie Erickson was 1 for 4. McKenna Smith was 2 for 3. And Ava Horst was one for 2. So that's a total of 12 hits.
Now, Jerry, you're forgetting some very important parts of
what's
that.
that?
Is the home runs by Mad Dog and Smith. Let's see here.
Yes.
Where's Mad Dog here?
Mad Dog
had 4 RBIs. Got to throw that out there. 4 RBIs.
3 RBIs on that
4
home run.
RBIs. Yeah, 3 on the home run, but 4 RBIs overall.
Yep.
Smith had 2 RBIs. Sprague had an RBI. And Wakefield had an RBI. Go ahead with Shelton's number.
But thank you for bringing that out. And you'll probably have to do the RBIs for Shelton here. I can. Okay, Ada Gooley. Wow. 3 for 4. And she also had a walk. She also scored twice. Cassandra Tyler was 2 for 4. Haley Schaffenhauer was 2 for 3. Liv Rasmussen was 1 for 3 and had a big double there in that last inning. Riley Rowland was 1 for 4. Natalie Glenn, wow, 2 for 4. But those 2 hits she had
were 2 home runs.
Yeah.
She ended up with 5 RBIs. Jerry.
Yeah.
5 ribbies there. Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And let's see. Michaela Lee had 3 singles, 3 for 3, and a walk.
And scored the winning run.
Yeah.
Throw that out there, too. Okay.
So that's it. That's a total of 14 hits. I had 2 errors for them, but I know that.
Well, they
I'm
say
off.
4, but, okay.
Well, we're
a little bit more generous on those errors than, or more generous on the hits rather than the errors.
What an exciting game.
It was a fun game. I really thought after that 4-run 5th inning.
We thought it was over.
No, the 3-run 6th inning. I thought it was kind of creeped up there, and the Highclimbers. Well, they didn't quit at all. I quit on them. They didn't.
No, they scored 5 runs, came back.
Yeah, came right back and got 5 in the bottom of the 7th to
Hey,
pull out the
I just
walk-off win.
gave a high five to Richard. Come here. Oh, man.
Richard. You got to be happy about all that stuff.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah.
Trying to get them.
Doesn't give up, you keep battling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's
Let's do this. Hold on, Richard. I'm going to try and
We
get you a
wa- we wanna-
microphone here. Since you're here, you got to be part of the broadcast. Here you go. It's very
Thanks
short.
for having me, guys.
Yeah, a great win there.
Yeah, this team, man, they just don't give up. It doesn't matter what the score is or what's going on. They just keep fighting, keep swinging. You tell when they get up to the bat, they got no scared. They just keep swinging as hard as they can and trying to put that ball in play. Good things happen.
So how important is it getting Natalie Glenn back?
Oh, Natalie's huge. She came from us last year, batted over 300. Got I think, honorable mention last year.
Right.
And this injury coming after basketball, it was rough. She was supposed to be one of our starting outfielders to start. But getting her back, slowly bringing her back, not too fast. We got a great trainer that made sure she was ready before we let her come back. Got her a bat last game, and then she went off today.
I'm so glad she's back.
Right. Yeah, it's nice to see her. Good win. Go celebrate this with your team.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you again.
Yeah, Coach Rich Squire does a lot for this team as well as the school district. He runs some security stuff. He's a pretty good.
He's a wonderful person.
Yeah. All right, so better get to the other stuff, Jerry, unless you had something else.
I don't, Diedrich. I just think it was a wonderful game, and it's interesting. All 4 games that we know about with Centralia and with Shelton, boys and girls, they've all been decided by 1 run.
Right. Well, last night it was 3, but
Oh,
it was
okay.
2,
I
2.
forgot to ask you about
Yeah,
that.
that was 2. Either way, okay. So next up for the Highclimbers, they host Black Hills Friday right here. We'll be on hand for that game. Mason Web TV, powered by HCC. First pitch, 4:30. The Tigers host Aberdeen on Friday. That is after this game, that's a tough opponent to face.
Aberdeen has a great pitcher that throws 67 miles an hour.
Yeah. Okay, our next broadcast is actually tomorrow when the North Mason Fastpitch softball team has their biggest test of the season, hosting Olympic. First pitch is 4:15. Jerry's going to take the night off. Give him the night off.
Unfortunately, I've got a meeting.
That's all right, Jerry. You're entitled to have a life outside of Mason Web TV
But I will
broadcast.
be with you Friday.
He'll be back Friday. That'll do it for us here at the Shelton Fast Pitch Field. My thanks to Jerry Apple for his help with today's broadcast. Final score again: Shelton 11, Centralia 10. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Belfair and Friday from this spot. You've been watching High School Sports on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.
The preceding presentation on Mason Web TV, powered by HCC, has been brought to you by Hood Canal Communications, committed to providing quality services that exceed customer expectations in voice, video, data, and customer service, keeping our community connected since 1934. Mason County Public Health and Human Services Prevention Education Partners Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Mason PUD 3, connecting our community with safe, reliable, economical, and sustainable services 24/7. The Conklin team at Windermere Real Estate. When it comes to real estate, nothing compares to local knowledge. Mason County Public Utility District Number 1, Washington State's first public utility district, proudly serving the Hood Canal in Mason County since 1935. And Mason Health, united community, empowered people, exceptional health.
Thanks for watching Mason Web TV, powered by HCC.